World Star, no, they wrong.
Dog, you doing that to a girl is some corny nigga shit.
I can see that.
You being
That's
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive in all of these blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. That was corny of him to speak to that girl like that.
I'm not just.
I don't think it was corny for him to speak to the girl like that. And the reason why I don't think it's corny for him to speak to the girl like that is because guys are going to remember being rejected by women. And based off of how she rejected him would determine his revenge. Some girls, when they go to reject, they don't care about your emotions. They don't care about your feelings. They just leave you sitting there stuck. And you're kind of like, hey, what's going on? So you got to realize if Michael B. Jordan felt really disrespected, that woman disrespected him in high school, and that prompted him to become the best version of himself, prompt him to chase his dreams, prompt him to do that, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he's put in a position to where it's like, hi, look at me now. Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You're all on me. Now I'm hot. You doing this. Me personally, I think that it's natural. I don't knock him for doing that. And the reason why I don't knock him for doing that is because we don't know what he's been through with her, but we know the pain of what it's like to be rejected. Based off of how he was rejected, all he's doing is letting her know like, hey, you called me corny. Remember, I was the little corny dude. Y'all used to make fun of me. Okay, everybody that's been bullied feels this way. Simple as that. It's like this. You got a kid, right? I'm just gonna use this as a story. Let's say you have a kid. It's ninth grade, and he gets bullied by the same bully. 10th grade, he gets bullied by the same bully. 11th grade, he get bullied all year long by the same bully. 12th grade, he gets bullied all year by that bully, right? So on graduation day, the bully comes over to bully his victim again that he's been bullying all 4 years. And as the bully caught back to hit him, the guy comes up and punches him in the face for the first time in 4 years, knocks the bully down, and the bully is sitting there knocked out and he's crying, and everybody come running back over to him. They're like, hey, what are you guys doing? Why did you hit and knock him down? The guy that's been bullied is like, what are you talking about? He's been picking on me for 4 years, and now y'all want to act like everything is cool whenever I defend myself? That's what's happening with the Michael B. Jordan situation. It's like you get so used to people putting you down. You get so used to people treating you bad that it builds up an exterior that when you fight back, then everybody's like, hold on, what are you doing? You're doing something wrong. But then you're like, no, I'm just getting revenge for how this person has made me feel for a very long time, but people are only seeing my revenge, but they never seen what that person was doing to me before I retaliated. That's what's happening in life. We have a lot of people that have been putting up with that pain for a long time. And then when they finally stand up for themselves to do something, they automatically look like the bad guy because the person on the outside looking in don't see why they took the revenge. It's like when I go and watch some of this stuff and I see like, oh man, this dude got pulled up and somebody killed him in front of his kids and drove off. And you're like, you don't know what that man did to make somebody want to kill him so brutally. Everyone always sees the get back and speaks from the get back. That's what Joe Budden is doing. You're speaking from the get back. You're speaking what you just seen. Oh, he's a big star. He's a movie star as big as he is. He didn't have to do that. No, you're not looking at when he was a child getting picked on. You didn't see that. I know what it's like to be the only black dude going to an all-white school prepared for somebody to call you a nigger that day. And I still had nothing but the coaching of my mom saying, listen, let him call you a nigger. You better come home with straight A's, boy. You better show all these racist white people that you can outsmart them and do better than them. I had to go to school and get called names, but I paid them back when I got bigger. I tell you that. But when you go to pay him back, you just looked at as a crazy black dude. But no one's seen the years I was getting picked on. So you gotta realize, when he goes to say what he says, I always think at high school, you have to deal with bullies. You have to deal with that type of shit. But when it's time for you to get your get back, you make sure you get your get back and you bury a nigga. You keep burying them. All right? Let's go. Let's finish off here.
Disagreeing. I would have made
Michael
a joke.
B. Jordan, that's why niggas call you corny.
Off air. I would have made a joke off air like, word.
Hey, Creed. Hey, what's this nigga's name?
I wouldn't have did that in front of
Hey, Creed. In case you were confused, that corny ass shit you did is why niggas think you corny.
Yeah.
I don't think, not really. It's just, Joe, at the same time, Joe, I'll give it to you. Joe used to be my favorite rapper. Joe, you do this shit. You get on the women's side no matter what. But when women can just dog the shit out of men, you know, everyone's supposed to laugh at it. A man is supposed to take it. No, I don't think he's corny for that. I think you guys think that Michael B. Jordan is corny because he's not in the culture of black. What do I mean, the culture of black? See, as a black person, you're supposed to be bullied by your women. You're supposed to be beta. You're supposed to be argumentative. You're supposed to do drugs. You're supposed to waste your money. You're supposed to be ignorant. So in the black culture, there's a certain level of what you're supposed to be part of the culture that's mainly self-destructive. But if you're not that, then you're considered corny. When you have the black community calling other black men corny, it's because those are the black men that are thinking outside the culture. When black men are in the culture and you force them to go be a legit black dude, all right, they're gonna think about the culture itself on how they treat them. This is why you have so many nice, good guys that are trying to get their passport to go outside the country because they're not part of the culture. He says, Casual Germ says, Budden is a cornball. Also, these streams are top tier content. Salute. Big shout outs, bro. I really appreciate that. That's Casual Germ. I think this is first time donating. Welcome to Sigma Nation. It's a small group of people over here. Everybody pretty much know each other over here. So we welcome you, my brother. But back onto the Joe Budden situation, it's like Joe Budden is part of that culture of the hip hop culture that's going on. Michael B. Jordan is what you would call a square. He's the guy that's doing things with his life and he's doing good. But one thing about it is those squares get picked on a lot in high school. And when it's time to defend yourself, you defend yourself. And all this talking about, oh, she a girl. What are you talking about? That same girl goes on Angela Yee's show and talks about sucking dick, licking booty holes, and swallowing nut and getting drunk on the weekends. She's a fucking thought. Nobody give a fuck about a thought. She's a thought at the end of the day. Enos is back in it. He says, salute to you, bro. Question, you have been in this situation with a chick from your high school days? I've never ran back into a chick that dissed me in high school because I was a military brat. I moved around from different high schools. I'm probably one of the very few people that's never went to the same school twice. Never. I've never even, listen, we moved around so much. I'm only in one yearbook, and that's in the 6th grade, and I don't even have that book anymore. I'm not in no yearbooks. That's how much I was never around in each school. I moved around so much. So I've never ran into a woman that dissed me in high school after I became successful as an adult. But, you know, as an adult, I've seen girls like maybe act funny at the gym or act funny at social events, and then they may go outside and they see my cars and they're like, hold up, and things change then. Or I've had women like, well, since I've been a YouTuber, I've had a lot of girls act bougie, and then other men have told them like, yo, that's Anthony Spade, he's on YouTube. And you know, like nowadays they go and they see your views and they start seeing your subscribers, they start changing up really fast. That happens now. I get a lot of women now that when they meet me, they run in their mouth to me like a regular person, but it's the guys around them that may say, hey, this is Anthony Spade, blah, blah, blah. They go on the channel, they look, and things change. That's about as much as I come across, but far as high school, I've never ran into girls in high school again. I ran a couple times, but I wasn't in like a position to be like that. It was just like, oh, she married with 3 kids, whatever. But not a girl that dissed me. No. All right, Mike T, he says, one up, the last guy. Preach. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate that, my man. He said, one up, the last guy. One up, the last guy? All right, definitely, big dog. Jude may lose his card. We don't know nothing about that. Okay, let's get back to what he was talking about.
In case you were off a little bit as to why you niggas keep thinking that money hides corny.
Money doesn't hide corniness, Joe. But we cannot. Let's go back and play it from the beginning for everybody that's just coming.
Dog, you doing that to a girl is some corny nigga shit.
I can see that.
You being
That's
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive in all of these blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. That was corny of him to speak to that girl like that.
I'm not disagreeing. I would have made
Michael B. Jordan. That's why niggas call you corny.
Off air. I would have made a joke off air like word.
Hey, Creed. Hey, what's this nigga's name?
I wouldn't have did that in front of
Hey, Creed. In case you were confused, that corny ass shit you did is why niggas think you corny.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's corny nigga shit for real. I really don't. Granted, money doesn't unlame a lame. It doesn't. But in their situation in the entertainment world, how brutally honest people are, how cutthroat everything is, you get this type of talk. The only difference is this is seen on camera. I would have did it the same way because he's in a position to do it. Diddy do the same thing, disrespects people all the time for less. People in this world disrespect people for less. If that woman dogged him out when he wasn't nothing, and this is one of them situations where he's like, you know what? For the past 10 years, I've never came across this girl, but I remember in high school that this girl did this to me. This girl said like this, and it made me feel a certain way, and it motivated me to be something. Now that he got to where he's at, he's going to return the favor. It's only natural for him to do that.